Hi, I'm Diego, and welcome to Just Off. If you know me a little bit, which obviously you don't, because this is my first actual video, but if you did, you would know that my biggest passion in the world is crafting. And I don't even do it for myself. Not because I sell the things that I make, but mainly because the vast majority of the things that I craft actually go as a present to the people that I care about. It's kind of like my love language, you could say. And I'm saying this because this is exactly what this channel is gonna be about, making things for the people in my life. And it's also exactly what we're doing today. And it all started when my mom brought home this. This is a super cute Japanese tea set, but as you can see, the lid is missing. Now, a thing about my mom is that she's super attentive to details, and also she really appreciates the small changes made through the house. So I thought that making a lid for this teapot could be a nice gesture, and also it's a small enough project for it to be my first video. Now I know that this is nothing fancy, but this is my first time filming, editing, and pretty much doing everything around here, so I thought it was better to start with something small just to see how things are going. Anyway, I think I rambled long enough, so let's actually get to work. The first step, it's always gonna be the project, because my brain cannot process working on something if I don't have the exact project laid down in front of me. After a quick search on the internet, I quickly found absolutely nothing, because people are normal and they post normal things over the internet. They don't post the lead ideas for a Japanese teapot. So I went in full creative mode and designed the whole thing out of thin air, which when you say it like this, kinda sounds impressive, but it actually isn't. Creating something out of nowhere is actually the bare minimum to call yourself an artist or a creator, so no props at all to me, I guess. And once I came up with this very simple and minimalistic design, I immediately got to work. That is gonna start from this super thick piece of bamboo that I've got right here. I cutted a bunch of sticks, and now it's time to make them flat with a little bit of hand planing. Take a look at this. What the hell is even this? You see what I'm working with? Let's fix this. Oh, by the way, I don't know the first thing on how to sharpen a plane's blade, so please do not take this as a tutorial, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Either way, let's try. So I've been sharpening for 30 minutes, and I just realized that maybe this stone wasn't right for this kind of job, because as you can see, I literally left notches where I was passing on with the blade. But anyway, the blade is looking a lot cleaner right now, and that means that we can finally move on to the other side of the stone, which is the one that it's actually gonna do the sharpening, so let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so working, it works. I managed to get one very thin, very flat piece of bamboo, and it only took me 20 minutes. And I still gotta do all of those. So unless I want to spend the next 2 days just hand planing, I need to find a better system. You know what? They invented power tools for a reason. Let's use them, shall we? So you may have been wondering what this deadly contraption even is. Basically, I did a pretty shitty planing process, and I ended up with a bunch of wooden strips of different thicknesses. So I had to divide them in 4 groups, according to thickness, of course, so that I could glue them, sand them, and then later glue them on top of each other. And in order to do that, you need to clamp it not only from the sides, but also from the top. And this is exactly what this contraption is for. If I have to be honest, I'm kinda nervous, because if this didn't turn out the way that I want it to be, I'm gonna have to start all over again, and also, I'm out of bamboo. So, please work, please. Hi, I'm Diego and welcome to Just Off, a crafting channel where a shitty planing process meets a shitty gluing process. Yeah, they could have turned out better for sure. Nonetheless, aside from the fact that I've got a whole bucket of paint glued to my bamboo sticks, I think that with a pretty aggressive belt sanding and by then gluing them on top of each other, we might just be able to save this. So, let's do that. Okay, moment of truth. Not even a wiggle. And with that, we are done. I really like how it turned out and how it matches the simple and the round aesthetics of the teapot. In the beginning, the knob was also supposed to be from bamboo, but then I decided to go for something that would match this brownish orangey color of the khaki that is painted right here. And for that, apricot tree was perfect because the color is very similar, and also one recently fell down in my garden, so I had plenty of it. If I had to change a couple of things, I probably would have made the lid a little bit thicker so that it would sit on top of the teapot instead of sitting inside of the rim. And also, I probably would avoid this darkish knot that I've got right here. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Of course, thanks to everyone who watched this video. I hope I did alright with the filming and the editing. I tried to do my best as a first timer. And, well, now we gotta make tea. If I can use this extra tea time to make a final comment about this whole project, I'm gonna say that while making something out of bamboo this way can be a nice and fun challenge, I think that overall is just not worthy. I mean, you can take any other random piece of wood and make it out of that using a fraction of the time, and well, if you really want to make it out of bamboo, they sell gigantic lids at your convenience store that you can buy for like 10 euros, and you can make it out of that. But overall, it was fun. Cheers!